Let's kick off this video with a simple question. What is a map? Well, in the context of Arsenal, a map is essentially an arena where players engage in the intense gun game combat that this game has to offer.
Get ready to get locked and loaded. Action-packed gameplay, loads of weapons.
In this series, we're going to dive into a deep analysis of the many maps in-game to learn more about them and the thinking process of the developers who created them, while also trying to have a little fun on the way. Because, well, let's be honest, I don't think that you, the viewer, wants to watch a video completely devoid of humor and charm. So, with that all out of the way, my name is Ethulu, and let's kick this series off with... Our story begins sometime during the first Halloween update, the one before Hackula. It was during this very update that AnksDilxMC, also known as Kevin from America, discovered Arsenal for the first time. In an interview, he said,
"I saw Arsenal way far back, but didn't bother to check it out until much later."
Anks got into building in Roblox after seeing some Roblox Studio speed building videos.
"I thought to myself, hey, I want to make something like that."
He eventually gained his Arsenal workshop role on the 18th of July 2020. A month later, he began building Duststorm. His inspiration for the setting and design of Duststorm stemmed from the soundtrack from Naruto, called Doku Shinji... Okay, how about I just show you the soundtrack? He started out with a simple layout and tested how well it would play. Then, after going over every inch of the map, he began to detail, using images of old Middle Eastern towns as reference. A month later, and he had finally finished the map and promptly shipped it off to the workshop. The developer's initial reaction was positive.
"I don't remember what people said about it, but I remember one dev said, 'Nice lighting and build.'"
And so, Duststorm was finally added on the 13th of December 2020 in the second Christmas update, although it was only available in private servers. During its period of private server exclusivity, the cliffside was stylishly updated to look nicer, and the spawns removed to prevent spawn camping. Eventually, it got added to the public map rotation in the second part of the second Christmas update, releasing on Christmas Eve of 2020. Okay, let's fast forward here. There! In the third summer update, Duststorm went through a stylistic revamp. One of the more noticeable changes was the lighting, which looks very nice. With that being said, even with all of these changes, Anks is still not the happiest with how it looks.
"I've actually been planning to remake the map entirely from scratch for a while now. There are just many things I hate about it since it's a pretty old build of mine. I plan to make it more optimized and better in both in terms of gameplay and design."
Until then, we appear to be, for lack of a better term, stuck with the current iteration of Duststorm in-game. Nevertheless, that is Duststorm's history up until today. Oh boy, it's secret time. Secrets and Easter eggs are little details that are hidden or unnoticeable at first glance. They can be literally anything, like a hidden room, or a literal Easter egg. Most, if not all maps, have their own secret that are put in there by developers, and Duststorm is no exception. Probably one of its most famous secrets is the Monkey Room, which was an inaccessible space inside one of the buildings of Duststorm. The room inside contained the name of the two map creators, Anks and 𝘋𝘪𝘴𝘪𝘏𝑢𝑟, as well as a number of other details, including a poster with a monkey and a banana, aptly captioned banana. The words, "Where's our monkey skin, yo?" above the creators' names. A quote from the pirate 𝘞𝘪𝘬𝘪 that was butchered by the streamer XQC.
Jam, a man of fortune, and J must seek my fortune. Henry Avery's, 1994.
A desk with a monitor and the monkey skin playing Arsenal, a pile of Stinky's coffee cups, and a button that said, "Get the monkey skin." And of course, rumors spread like wildfire. Sadly, like all good things in this cruel world, the fun had come to an end and the room was removed. However, something else had been transpiring in the building next door. Mysteriously, a chest with a small glowing lime green cube was quietly added to the building in yet another inaccessible room. Surrounding the chest were 3 papers, one with the letter S, then another with 2 letter P's, and then the number 16. There have been a lot of theories as to what this could mean, but nothing has been confirmed, and sadly, the Easter egg is no longer in the game. And finally, the last Easter egg is right above where the cube used to be. And funnily enough, that is the only secret in all of the other secrets in this map that can actually be accessed in-game. After entering this hole in the wall, look to your right and you'll see a stencil and a painting of Sandtown propped onto it. And those are all of the secrets of Duststorm. Now, let's review the map. For this one, I think I'll hand the mic off to Zappy.
Hey guys, Zappy here, the heavily opinionated guy who somehow scored a gig on an information channel. Any reasonable person is now questioning why I'm here to talk in a video about the history of Arsenal maps, and to that I say, I'm gonna give my personal review of those maps. We're really running out of ideas now, aren't we? Well, as a person who grew up on the original Doom and Red faction, has played several FPS games throughout the years, and has 2,000 hours on Counter-Strike, I've picked up a few things here and there about map design that I think work, and some things that f***ing don't. What are those things? Who knows? Like and subscribe. Basically, I want to use these maps as examples for the do's and don'ts of map design, contextualize what Arsenal is as a game, and how to create maps that favor Arsenal's gameplay. Keep in mind that this is all my opinion, and derives from my own understanding of Arsenal's overall gameplay and developer vision. I'll go into more detail about that vision in a later episode, but in the meantime, let's just talk about Duststorm. Overall, I think this is a solid map that understands player interaction well, but there's a lot that holds this map back from being a fan favorite. Like, okay, to start off, look at all that f***ing sand. Someone should make a town in there. Because this map is all the same warm colors, everything looks and feels the same. There is no contrast. God forbid you're on the blue team and have to shoot a red brick material man. Hey, Ordinary, add that one to the stereotype, why don't you?
Okay, hang on, let me just go here, and then get rid of this.
My point is, if you have to add colored flags to your map to add color, it's dull. I'm sorry. And yes, I'll even admit, while Sandtown shares the same theme of this map, Sandtown at least saturates all the buildings and walls so you can tell apart the walls from the floor. Also, let's quickly talk about how this map is a giant rectangle. Yes, technically this isn't a problem at all, and I don't think this map suffers from having a bad layout. But by making a map that starts from a plane and building up, promotes sloppy structure placement and no map flow. For an example of this, please turn your textbooks to page Test Map Farmland. Now, despite all of that, I still believe this is a solid map, and that comes down to player interaction. That's right, looks aren't what make a map, it's how it plays, and I would argue that for the most part, this map plays extremely well. This has to do with something I'm just gonna call logical map design. I'm deriving this from the term logical problem solving, which is the concept of identifying a problem, coming up with several solutions to said problem, and choosing the one solution that works the best. This can be applied to map design, and that's what creates variety in gameplay. So, for example, if someone is on this roof here, and you're here, what options do you have? Well, you could run out to the middle and take the head-on fight. You could climb this ladder here to remove the height advantage, or you can run to this tunnel to flank them and the entire enemy team. The point is, you have options, and it's your job to decide what's the best choice. The point is, whether players are making choices intentionally or just running around, giving players options through map design creates replayability and makes every individual game fun. And these options can be as drastic as a building or as subtle as a pallet of wood. So, while the visuals aren't really there for me, I can't deny that this map is fun to play. So, map makers, if there's one takeaway from this video, it's to incorporate logical map design. Give your players options no matter where they are in the map, and create situations where some options are better than others. Replayability is key. And for the love of God, we have a color wheel for a reason. Use it!
To close this video off, we asked Anks if he had any advice to give to aspiring map creators. He said,
Make sure the thing you're building fits with the game, whether it'll be by design or gameplay.
when making maps, it's critical to make sure that they mesh well with the game you're making the map for. That's why Duststorm is such a fun map to play on. With that being said, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so we can continue making more. I'm Ethulu, and this has been the very first episode of Map Showcase. See you in the next one!